I would leave, come back, forgive, be mad for a little bit, but I end up still coming back, until one day I just got fed up. When I was done, I feel like he knew I was done because then he wanted to get his shit right. Hopefully, sooner than later, the other party will get it right and they can be understanding. And you can come to a better understanding when it ain't no yelling, it ain't no arguing. You can always agree to disagree. But if, it's rah, 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 rah from both sides, ain't no resolving gonna be going on. Hey girl, hey, welcome back to the Bad Girlfriends podcast, where we're unfiltered, unapologetic, and for sure authentic. Topics like communication, self-love, and relationships is just a few that we're going to get into weekly, okay? I'm your host, T. Marie, and this is your new favorite listen. Today, we're diving into a topic that might be a little paradoxical: standing on business and standing in softness. It's all about finding the balance between, your relationships with your significant other, your friends, your family, being firm and focused, and also embracing a sense of compassion and gentleness, both for ourselves and others. What most of us do. And, possibly people could have different definitions of standing on business, but my definition of standing on business is meaning what you say and say what you mean and stand on it. Don't go back on your word, stick to it. So what I mean by standing on business is, how sometimes in our relationships with our whether we're dating with girlfriends or our wives or husbands, we often find ourselves having to make tough decisions and, stand our ground on, certain situations, right? Like set boundaries. And sometimes we even have to face conflict. And, a lot of times, when you're dealing with people you love, you want to try to avoid conflict as much as possible, because who wants to, be into it with their folks or their husband or wife or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Somebody that they, care for, who want to, have all that drama and stuff going on. So it's about being assertive, knowing our worth, and not shying away from what we need to do to achieve our goals. You know what I mean? But here's the thing. Standing on business does not mean we have to be cold or mean, to get our point across, right? That's where standing in softness comes into play. It's about being empathetic, approachable, and understanding. It's recognizing that while we're trying to reach our goals, we're human, and so is our significant other. Imagine you're talking to your partner, right? This balance can be applied to our personal lives as well. Think about your relationships, being it with family, friends. Standing on business might mean you know what I'm saying? You got to set some boundaries, and that's okay. Some healthy boundaries, or express your needs. But standing in softness allows these conversations to happen with love and kindness, right? Ensuring that everyone feels loved and respected. Okay. So I'm going to share a story of a time that I had to stand on business and stand in softness at the same time. And trust me, this didn't happen overnight. It's not, this comes with growth and being in different relationships, getting to experience different men and, their characteristics, their personalities, just everyone's different. No two people are the same. So there was a time that I was dealing with this man, and we went through some hardships. I ain't gonna even lie. We went through some hard times, and there was cheating, babies being made on me, lies. Just, it came to arguments. It came to a few times that we got physical. And, I would leave, come back, forgive, be mad for a little bit, but I end up still coming back, until one day I just got fed up. And I'm like, I'm worth more than this. I'm better than this. I got to stand on business. So there were times where it took me, I could go without talking to that person or seeing that person for months. And then next thing a conversation will be had, and then I run back, forgive, like, okay, we're going to do right this time. It's going to be better. The usual thing. And then each time that I forgave and went back, it was like God showed me something else. It was a worse situation than the last time. He did something even more just unforgiving, the next time. And each time it was like, God showing me the signs. Like, every time you go back to him, I'm going to make sure he keep hurting you until you realize that you worth more than that you need to leave, and you need to leave for good. And, just know your worth, basically. And so each time, the time apart will be longer and longer. It might start it out for a week or two. And then, next time he did something, it might take a few months for me to, come back. And, each time I stayed away longer, and I was able to realize a little more at a time that I don't have to, deal with that type of stuff. I don't have to put up with it. I can find somebody that's for me, and, that's going to treat me right, and, respect me, and love me the way I should be loved. So the final straw, well, I can't even remember what the final straw was, but I just know I got fed up. I was so fed up. Like, I don't know. Women, we know when we fed up. We know when it's that time. Like, girl, stop allowing him to do that, because it ain't going to get better, because he see that you allowing it. You know what I'm saying? You forgiving him each time, and each time it gets worse. He doing something even more disrespectful, and you keep taking him back. He going to keep doing it, because, like, to be honest, why not? Why wouldn't, you keep doing what you want to do, and the person that you care about, love, gonna take you back regardless of what you do. And so I stood on business. I each time got stronger. So the next time when I left, I was a little more stronger, and that's why I was able to stay away longer, because slowly and for surely I was realizing my worth, and I don't have to put up with that. And so I guess the last time it was just like, I can't do it no more. I can't do it no more. And I ain't gonna lie, that last time I may have had met a friend toward the end. I had met somebody, new. And so, cause shit, he was out doing his own thing. I'm just keeping it real. He was out doing his thing. I was trying to be faithful and still, be right by this man. And he was fucking off on me regardless. It didn't matter what I did. He just wasn't ready to settle down. And at the time, I wasn't realizing it. I wasn't thinking like, he just not ready for a relationship, or, what I'm saying, whatever. So, so I had met a friend, and at first we didn't do nothing. We was kind of just going back and forth in the inbox on Instagram or whatever. And at the time, he had somebody too. So I'm like, no, you got somebody. So I don't want to deal with you and be, you know what I'm saying? Because I know how I feel to, be cheated on and, all that kind of stuff. So, I guess we stopped talking or something like that. And then, we eventually got back in touch or whatever. And I guess I'm sure I told him that, I couldn't mess with him. He got a woman and stuff. But he wasn't coming on me on no really trying to get with me type of stuff. He was like say a little something here and there on my pictures or whatever, but never nothing just disrespectful to the point where, he was acting like he didn't have a woman, because I seen it on his Instagram. But anyway, that's beside the point. So, when you talk to somebody new, it kind of helps you to forget about and, your situation at the time, what you got going on. And a new person, it's going to be fresh. It's going to, it's going to feel right, make you feel happy. You're going to be you know what I'm saying, you're gonna be into getting to know that person, so you ain't gonna be thinking about the other person really. And so the last straw, he probably had cheated or something, and I sat him down and I had a real conversation with him, like, look, I love you, I care about you, I can't do this no more. And guess what? When I was done, I feel like he knew I was done, because then he wanted to get his shit right. And I feel like, a man know when a woman is serious and saying, like, look, I can't do this no more, I'm done, I'm fed up, I'm tired of your lying, I'm tired of your cheating, I'm tired of you making me feel the way I feel. And I just really felt like he understood me when it was too late. He understood me when it was too late, and I was like, fuck this shit, I'm gone, I'm out. Like, I can't do it no more. And he swore up and down he would get right. He wanted to be with me. He loved me. He gonna do the right thing and blah, blah, blah. And I ain't gonna lie, I felt like he was scared at that point, and he knew that this was it. And so I kind of felt like he was serious to a certain extent. Like, he felt like, damn, I'm really finna lose her. Like, I'm finna lose my good thing. And so I stood on business. I said what I had to say. I let him say what he had to say. Although in my mind, I knew that I was done. But, standing in my softness, I still allow him to express himself and, tell me how he felt, or what's the reason why he had to cheat and, be seeing other women and all that kind of stuff instead of being real with me. So that's where my softness came in. And I still let him, I let him explain himself. And, I still respected him. I didn't get loud. I didn't cuss him out. Because a lot of times in the past, when I would find stuff out. Oh, I'm not going to always say that it came to blows each and every time. Like, most of the time it was arguing, and most of the time it was me doing most of the arguing and talking and fussing and cussing. And you know what I'm saying? To get my point across, because I was hurt, I was mad, I was angry, I was sad, I was all these emotions in one. And so this time I knew I was done. I feel like when you're done, when a woman knows you're done, and possibly a man, that's probably the way they rock too. But as a woman, when you're done, when you're serious and you know this is it, you're not doing it no more, you're calm. It's just something about you you're calm, you're relaxed, you're content, like a weight has been lifted off your shoulders, because like, oh, I'm not about to have to go through this no more. I'm not about to have to cry no more, be sad no more, fight no more. I'm about to be free and could possibly be happy with my new person. And it don't always have to be a new person. It could be just that you're free from drama, from all these different emotions, from not feeling like you're worth it, like not feeling loved and, attractive, and, different things that a woman might feel, behind a man, cheating and lying. And so you can, it could just be you being by yourself and finding yourself and, healing process. So that's a part of your healing process. You're going to feel good. And so, I allowed him to say whatever it was he needed to say. And I rebutted, and we had a conversation, and, so that was me. I stood on my business, and y'all, I did not go back. It was over for me. Of course, he gonna still text and try to call you, try to get, still, try to get in where they fit in here and there. Y'all got this wine. I ain't took not one sip. It's good too. And I just feel like, that's in a man's nature anyway. Of course, it's expected for them to beg or apologize or say they sorry to get you back, especially if they done it in the past and you took them back for them, saying they sorry, they never gonna do it again, blah blah blah. But I end up standing on business. And like I said, I was respectful with it. I let him speak his piece on the situation, which is didn't help, regardless. But, you just have to be respectful. And that goes for friends and family. Sometimes friends and family, they can overstep boundaries, and whatever that may look like for you. And I talked about this in my last video about setting healthy boundaries. Like, you have to set those type of boundaries because so people can know that there's a line that you don't cross. Boundaries, as far as being respectful in your relationships, in your friendships, whatever you say emotionally, you don't give a person the right to let them know, I don't like it when you shut down on me, when you mad. I don't like it when you yell at me. I don't like it when you do this or do that. You let them know how you feel, and you listen to the other side, and you just be respectful and have an adult. Basically, it just comes down to having an adult conversation. When it all boils down, it's just having an adult conversation and being able to listen, as well as being able to speak your mind, speak your piece as well. So, that's just basically it. Just be respectful towards one another, and let them know how you feel. And no matter how they feel, whether they might feel like, oh, you wrong for doing that to me, I don't feel like you should stop talking to me, I don't feel like you should have said that, or whatever the case may be. Like, it don't matter if they don't feel the same or feel like you should give them another chance. That's up to you. You know how you feel. Your limits. When you're fed up. Stand on what you say and mean what you say. Hopefully, sooner than later, the other party will get it right, and they can be understanding, and you can come to a better understanding when it ain't no yelling, it ain't no arguing. You can always agree to disagree, but if it's rah 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 from both sides, ain't no resolving gonna be going on. It's just gonna be back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So just be respectful when you standing on your business, and you know what I'm saying. Listen to understand. I tell my kids that too. I could be telling them something and they want to cut me off or say, no, you didn't let me finish. Let me finish what I'm saying, and then you can rebuttal. But if you don't hear me out, how you gonna know what I was trying to tell you? And I know, ladies, that a lot of times it can be hard to stand on business and keep your word and move on, because you probably put so much time and energy into that man. You just done built something. Y'all probably got children together. He might got outside children, and you know what I'm saying, been help raising them, and building a bond with them. And it's hard to stand on business. And sometimes what attracted you to that man, whether it be his looks, his smile, his physique, all those things play a part in making it hard sometimes for us to keep our word and, to mean what we say, because sometimes that man knows how to make us melt. But don't get caught up, ladies. Don't get caught up. Don't do it. Don't let them do it to you. Don't let them kiss on you or hug on you the way that you love how he do that thing when he do that thing. Y'all know what I mean. Don't fall for it, because it's only for a good time, not a long time. Remember that, because guess what? If the shoe was on the other foot and that man was to do something to you, in regards to cheating, lying, just a slacker, unappreciative, any of those things that would cause a person to, pull back and, just not interested no more, they'll stand on business. I guarantee you that they'll stand on business a lot more than us women would. And the men, they soft deep down. They really are. They're soft, but for the most part, we'll fold before them. Because they going to try to play that hard role. At first they going to be, calling and texting or whatever. But for the most part, they going to stand on business. Especially if you cheat, oh, this going to be like the world to end it. So you do your part. Do him just like he would do you if it was the other way around. Stand your ground. Let him know that I'm worth more. I'm not accepting what you dishing out. I'm moving on. Whether it's to be by myself or if I eventually meet somebody else that can treat me better, the way I want to be treated. And, because we don't want to have to stand on business. I don't want to have to be with somebody to where I'm always got to, stand my ground. And, I want to be soft. I don't want to have to argue with you. I want to be, in my feminine, era. I want to not have to be strong every single moment. So if I'm always finding myself got to fuss and fight with you, and whether it's standing on business with not having sex with you for a week, whether it's standing on business with, me not cleaning up the house, it's just whatever, because it don't always have to mean that your man cheated. Let me not make it seem like, that's the only reason why you would need to stand on business. Sometimes you just may not feel appreciated around the house, and those are ways that you'll stand on business. You'll stop cleaning, you'll stop cooking, whatever it is that you feel like you need to stand on business to feel appreciated and to make that man recognize and understand that you need to be valued as well. And you know what I'm saying? You deserve those words of affirmation and, oh, baby, thank you for, always taking care of the home, always cooking. We want to hear them type of things. So, when we don't, you got to just show them. So, that's just another example of standing on business. And when you're doing it, just always remember that you don't have to raise your voice. You don't have to, get angry when you, trying to speak your mind and express how you feel. You can do it in a calm way. The same way that I'm talking right now, you can definitely still get your point across. And trust me, you'll be heard more, because when we get to yelling and stuff, men don't. They tend to just shut down. Once we get to yelling and bickering, as they say, all that kind of stuff, they shut down. So they don't even been heard nothing that we said. So you got a better chance anyway with anybody, but with your man to, say it in a calm demeanor, in a calm manner, a calm voice. You'll get your point across more. And a lot of times when people are mad, but they're calm with it, oh, baby, people will respect you more. People will take heed. People will understand you more, because they're like, damn, they saying all this, they mad and shit, but they don't even act like it. Shit, let me not, you know what I'm saying? Let me do better. Let me do right, because she mean business. Because most of the time, people, when they mad and trying to get their point across, you gonna hear them yelling, cussing, fussing, might come to blows, just to get their point across. Because sometimes that's what some people are used to, when they trying to make a point. And so, yeah, so that's a way of standing on business, but also standing in calm. So I got a few tips, that I want to kind of give you, what I'm saying, just in case you need to understand or know more of what I mean when I say standing on business and standing in softness. So I got 4 tips that I wrote down. Okay, says, so how do we cultivate this balance in our own lives? Here are the 4 tips. Practice active listening. When someone is speaking, give them your full attention. This shows respect and allows you to respond thoughtfully. 2, set boundaries with compassion, meaning it's okay to say no or to express your needs. Just do it in a way that acknowledges the other person's feelings, 3, be mindful of your language, Because it's not what you say, it's how you say it for sure. I know that. Choosing words that are both assertive and gentle can make a huge difference. Instead of saying like you need to do this or that, I really appreciate it if we could consider this approach. So, that's an example of that. And number 4, reflect. Yes, Lord, reflect. Take time to think about your interactions. Did you stand firmly when you needed to? Did you also show softness? Self-reflection helps you grow in both areas, okay? As we wrap up today's episode, I want to encourage you all to reflect on your own lives. Are there areas where you could become a little firmer? And conversely, are there moments where a touch of softness could make all of the difference? Tell me about it down in the comments below. Could you be a little more, firm in what you say? Like, give me a time where you stood on business and you were, standing in your softness at the same time. Put it down in the comments below. Let me know how you feel about this topic. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider sharing it with a friend, family member, coworker. Tell me you got a podcast where you feeling it and girl, talk about some good things. We just getting started. Each week it's going to get better. I'm going to get a little more comfortable with the camera again because I'm trying not to be so scripted. And I sometimes get caught up in trying to be perfect, but I know it's no such thing as perfect at all, in no aspect, in no category. You be perfect, but I am aiming to be better and, having a little bit more professionalism and just, trying to keep y'all engaged from beginning to end. Okay. With that being said, I want to remind you that being a bad girlfriend doesn't mean being perfect, but embracing your power. I'll call y'all back.